So I was hosting female travelers from couchsurfing, and also before they come, they are so anxious and nervous and scared. Like they tell me, is the country safe for me as a female to visit? How is it like? Should I be covering all my body? Should I be wearing burqa?
Yes.
You know, they have no idea.
Let's just start with you sharing a bit of your background. Let's do like, who are you? Where are you from?
I am Fadoua. I am a travel planner and I own a tour operator in Morocco, specializing in handcrafted tour, customized tours for travelers visiting the country. I come from a small village near the Atlas Mountains. It's not far from Marrakesh, like 1.5 hour drive. But I've been calling Marrakesh my home since more than 12 years now.
Yes.
Living in this beautiful city.
And growing up, what was your family like? Were you guys really conservative? Like, what was the atmosphere like? Like, what was your household like?
I wouldn't call it extremely conservative or conservative, but we were a Moroccan traditional family. I remember my childhood very well. I love it so much. I had so much fun in the village, running around, laughing, playing all the time. It was a fun time.
How many siblings do you have?
In total, we are 7.
7.
And I have 11 nephews and nieces.
Awesome.
So we're a big family.
And then like your mom, what would she do? Like, is she a good cook? Would she be at the house? Did she work?
Yeah, and she didn't work. My mother is a housewife, but she will cook for us, clean for us, do everything like household.
Yeah.
things.
She is a good cook?
Yes, she's.
Okay.
I mean, all our mothers are good. In Morocco.
No.
They're good.
And you, not so much?
No, I barely cook. But I live alone now. That's why I eat most of the time. I eat outside.
That's good.
And I cook easy things because Moroccan food is difficult
Yes.
and it takes time. I mean, tagine, it could take 1 hour, but couscous and the other, like pastilla,
Yes.
that is like another level for me.
What was like an average day like in your village? Like in terms of like what you did, what you eat?
Well, I remember I didn't study that much in primary school. So we study like 4 hours, half a day, fair. So I will wake up. The school was right near my house, and my father used to work in the school too.
Oh.
So that was really convenient for me. I wake up, I go straight to school, we study like 2 hours, then we have a break. I come back to the house, have my breakfast and tea, and then play. Then I go back for another 2 hours, and I'm done for the day. All the rest of the day is basically running, playing with other girls in the village. It was fun.
So now that you left your hometown and you went to Marrakesh, and what did you originally like? What did you study in college, and then what did you do after?
So I studied biology. I graduated in biology, and I ended up doing a completely different thing.
Like we all do?
Yes, like everyone else. When I was studying in the university, I think the first moment that changed a little bit my life is an app called Couchsurfing. I just heard someone, they told me about it, and I wanted to practice my English because I didn't take much classes in high school, and I wasn't able to practice it. So Couchsurfing, basically you either host people or you hang out with people visiting your country.
Yes.
And I started hanging out a little bit with tourists and travelers coming to Morocco, and I hosted female travelers in my house. And I started traveling with them inside Morocco a little bit, and that was my first my first time getting to know the tourism industry.
By the way, hold on. How many languages do you speak?
I speak the dialects and Arabic, French and English, and now I'm learning Spanish.
What would you say the average, like the Moroccan? How many languages would you say they speak?
I think all my friends speak French and English.
Yes.
Those are the minimum. And other people will speak Italian, Spanish, and German.
So then you were couch surfing, meeting, hanging out with different tourists, and then what was the transition where you're like, okay, I'm learning English, I'm getting better, I'm traveling throughout Morocco. What was the transition when you start working in the tourism industry?
Okay, first when I finished my bachelor degree, I didn't do my master degree. I did it before finishing studies. I just needed a job just to pay bills like rent, my expenses, just any job.
Yeah.
And I just went and applied online because I was practicing English during university with couch surfers and everything. My English got better, and I found an offer from French couple. They just needed someone who speak English.
Yeah.
That's it. So I got that job, and that job was the first job that got me into the tourism industry. And I worked with them in the Riyadh in a reception.
Yes.
And I was talking to guests every day, managing their team and doing stuff. I stayed with them for like 8 months, but because I was traveling and still doing couchsurfing events, I was like, no, I want to work in a travel agency.
Yes.
Then I applied to a travel agency after that, and I worked with them as their representative at the airport. So I worked helping them with transfers, helping clients when they arrive to Morocco. I will help them and show them the plan, what they are gonna do for the week in Marrakesh, stuff like that. And I stayed with that agency for 2 years, and I worked with another one, and I ended up starting my own thing. Because of my building rules and everything, I was only allowed to host females. So I was hosting female travelers from couchsurfing, and I got an insight to their experience in Marrakesh.
Yeah.
And also before they come, they are so anxious and nervous and scared.
Yes.
Like they tell me, is the country safe for me as a female to visit? How is it like? Should I be covering all my body? Should I be wearing burqa?
Yes.
You know, they have no idea. And that inspired me to start my own thing. I was like, I'm gonna do tours for women.
Yes. Okay, so we talked about how you've seen a lot of the anxieties of a tourist coming to Morocco, and especially specifically with the woman traveling, and you saw like an opportunity in the market. But what was it that like inspired you to take that leap into starting your own business and not just continue to work for someone else?
2 aspects. One is to have the control to do my vision. Because for the travel agency, yes, I was working for them, but the execution of the tours were not necessarily as I want them to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to work with local families, to include community, to provide some unique experiences for travelers. So I didn't have that aspect. I wanted to do my own vision, and also the financial aspect, of course.
Yes.
I wanted to make more money and be able to be financially free, and I can only do that by starting my own thing.
And then, so now, looking ahead, how is your business running? Like where you started, how has it grown where it's at right now?
In the beginning, it was just me doing everything. I started with small trips, curating for few clients per 6 months. But now it's expanded. I have many people working with me. Also, now I'm working with big companies as their partner in Morocco, like Remote Year also. So now it's big. These 2 years, it was great. I can't complain.
You know, you've curated this company as a woman and doing it pretty much on your own and learning as you go. What would you say were some of the biggest challenges you faced, and then how did you overcome them as you were building out your company?
As a woman just starting in the business, in the industry, I had, of course, some challenges dealing with supplier, building my authority. But this thing is normal. It takes time to build that trust with people and with partners, and to prove that you are competent So that was one of the hardest things. Also, we don't have a lot of women working in the fields in Morocco as tour leaders, tour guides, entrepreneurs. So that was for me a motivation to do this, to empower other women to do so, to give the example that is possible. And I really want to build in the future more with women.
I like how you phrase it, build the authority.
Yes.
Because that's important.
That is really important. And if you don't have that, it's difficult in the beginning. That was like the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to make sure that not only do they provide quality service as well as you, but then they respect you.
Yeah.
And they don't take advantage.
Yes.
If you were to give like one or two pieces of advice of someone that's trying to build their credibility and their seriousness and authority in their space, like what advice would you give them?
I think the most important thing is communication.
Yes.
And to be clear, to try to explain your vision to your partners and people you're going to work with.
Yeah.
It's very important, and to communicate it.